وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Al-Imran, ayah 25, which is connected to the previous subject, which is about the Jewish people, that they think that they are the beloved of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they think that whatever they do, no matter what they do, they will not enter Jahannam, and even if they do, they will only be there for a very short period of time. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَغَرَّهُمْ فِي دِينِهِمْ مَا كَانُوا يَفْتَرُونَ. They have been deceived by what they invented in their they have been deceived in their deen by what they invented. They keep on inventing. فَكَيْفَ إِذَا جَمَعْنَاهُمْ. So how will it be? فَكَيْفَ, kaifa is how. فَكَيْفَ, so how will it be? إِذَا جَمَعْنَاهُمْ. إِذَا is when جَمَعْنَاهُمْ, we will gather them. لِيَوْمٍ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. We will gather them together on a day about which there is no doubt. لِيَوْمٍ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ وَوُفِّيَتْ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا كَسَبَتْ. And everybody will be paid in full for what he has earned. Wuffiyat is to pay or to return something. So this word is also used in our language, wafat. And wafat is basically return. So we use it when somebody returns from this world, we use it wafat, that they are dead. But the technical term for death is maut in Arabic. Wafat only means return. Why am I emphasizing this here? Is because wafat does not necessarily mean death. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His book has used this word also for Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. And he's not dead. So wafat does not technically mean death. It only means, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used it in terms of paying or returning them. They will be paid kullu nafsim ma kasabat. Every soul will be paid whatever they earned. وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. And there will be no cruelty to them, or they shall not be wronged. So this should be kept in mind, that wafat is not the exact same meaning as our language, although it's the same word. It means return or pay back. Okay. Now the next subject, قُلِ اللَّهُمَّ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking the Prophet ﷺ to say a few things. And this is actually a prayer, but not a direct prayer, but an indirect prayer, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is praised and the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are called upon by the believing, the faithful, and this in therein lies the prayer. And the background of this ayat is that after Uhud, after Badr first and then Uhud. So technically in both these wars, in these battles, Muslims got victory. Badr, there was a clear and apparent victory. Kuffar were defeated and they were humiliated. Such a small number of Muslims humiliated the Kuffar and defeated them. Then they came again in Uhud, and although they did a lot of damage to Muslims, still they could not achieve what they came for. So still the victory was considered of Muslims. Alhamdulillah. And then after these two battles, a nexus had developed between the Kuffar, the Mushrikeen, and the Nasara and the Yahud, the Jewish people, the Christians, and the Mushrikeen of Makkah. They had all come together and they had planned to do away with Muslims and the Prophet ﷺ once and for all. So a third time they all gathered together and advanced to Medina, and this is the time of Badr, Khandaq, Ahzab. So they had all come to Medina, and they had plan of surrounding Medina. So the Prophet ﷺ took advice from Hazrat Salman Farsi. We know this whole story. He took advice from his Sahabi Hazrat Salman Farsi, rahimahullah, radiyallahu anhu, and he suggested that they dig a moat, they dig a trench, and that was a tedious task because this trench was several miles long and about 100 or more feet deep. So it was such a trench. The purpose was to defend against the enemy. So it had to be such a trench that the horse could not jump and cross it, and a human could not jump or cross it in any way. So it was a tedious task. And the Sahaba were not huge in number. So Sahaba were given, they were allotted different distances to dig, different spaces to dig. But then came a point where there was a rock or a piece of earth that was not being broken by anybody. So the Prophet ﷺ was told about it. The Prophet ﷺ came and with the name of Allah struck that piece of land. And from that, when he struck it, there erupted a flame from it. And the Prophet ﷺ said that I have seen the castles of Syria or Sham, the huge superpower at that time. He saw, I have seen them being conquered. So the signal was that I am seeing them being conquered in this flame. Then he struck it again, and then he saw the castles of Rome, again another big power. When the Kuffar and the Yahud learned about it, who were also present in Medina, they started ridiculing Muslims, started mocking Muslims. That look at them, they don't have anything to eat, they have to work so hard, they are barely surviving, and they have this imminent danger of an enemy who's about to wipe them away from the face of this earth. And look at their Prophet, what is he saying? He's saying that his nation is going to conquer such and such huge powers. So this ayat came, and the Prophet ﷺ was asked to say, قُلِ اللَّهُمَّ Allahumma. Qul, say Allahumma, or when you combine it, you decided قُلِ اللَّهُمَّ مَالِكَ الْمُلْكِ, Lord of the kingdom. تُؤْتِ الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ, you give kingdom to whom you will. وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ, and take kingdom away from whom you will. وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ, and you bestow honor upon whom you will and bring disgrace to whom you will. بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرِ, in your hand lies khair, or lies all the good, or lies the betterment of everyone. إِنَّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ, you surely are powerful over everything. So this was an answer to the kuffar and the mushrikeen, who were the Yahud, who were ridiculing the Muslims, that the Prophet ﷺ on one side is told not to be disheartened from what they are saying by their mocking them, and this is an answer to the Yahud as well, that kingdom lies in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He chooses who to give kingdom and who to snatch it away from. And بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرِ, here the Hazrat al-Faseen have mentioned a fine point, that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying تُؤْتِ الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ, He gives it to whoever He wishes, He takes it away from whoever He wishes. So He is mentioning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning the positives and the negatives. وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ, He gives respect to whomever He wishes, and He humiliates whomever He wishes. Then here it should have been said بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرِ وَالشَّرِّ, that in your hand lies all goodness and all betterment and all the worsening of everything. But Hazrat Hussein have written that بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرِ, only khair has been mentioned. One thing is that in the apparent goodness or betterment of someone, it is very apparent that is khair for them, that is betterment for them, that is good thing for them. But in the apparent snatching away of kingdom from someone, and in the apparent humiliation of someone, there still is khair for them. There still is goodness for them, as willed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Although they may feel that something bad is happening to them, they are being humiliated and they are being taken the kingdom away from. So in the case of kuffar, if the kingdom is being taken away from them, overall for the whole world, it is khair and khair and khair. And it is khair for them as well, because when they have kingdom, they are going to amass their sins even more, using that kingdom and using that power. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes that kingdom away from them, it is going to be khair, a good thing for them as well. And overall for the whole world, it is going to be a good thing. Similarly, respect and izzat and honor of the mu'mineen is khair for the whole world overall, and zillat or humility of the non-Muslims or disgrace to the non-Muslims is also khair overall for the whole world, for the earth. So that is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has only mentioned biyadikal khair. There is khair in the hand. In Allah's hand, in your hand lies all the betterment of everyone. Innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. You are surely powerful over everything. This second ayat, this third ayat that we are going to do today, inshallah, quickly, is also connected with this. Tulijul layla fil nahar wa tulijul nahara fil layl. You make the night enter into the day. وَتُولِجُ النَّهَارَ فِي اللَّيْلِ, and you make the day enter into the night. وَتُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ وَتُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتَ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. You bring out the dead from the living. You bring out the living from the dead, and you bring out the dead from the living. So the meaning is very clear that in some parts of the year there is longer night, in some parts of the year there is a longer day. So part of the night in another season it is given to the day, and the part of the day is given in another season to the night. So at that same time, in some days of the year there will be night, and in some days of the year there will be day, and day turns into night, night turns into day. Similarly, the egg or the sperm, which is non-living, comes out of a living being, and a living being comes out of a non-living being, which is an egg or a sperm, which is non-living, and a human or any animal or creation is made from a non-living thing. So living comes out of dead. Also, Hazrat Hussein have written that there is another meaning here, which is people of ilm versus the people of jahl, the people of ignorance. So it is the sunnah of Allah, it has been the habit of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that some of the offsprings, the progeny of very pious people turn out to be very evil. For example, the son of Nuh alayhi salam. So this is an allegory that as if he was living and a dead came out of him. He was very knowledgeable, he was the Nabi of his time, and somebody as ignorant and as transgressing as his son Nuh, the son of Nuh alayhi salam, he came out of him. Similarly, in this world we see that the opposite example of Sayyidina Azar and Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, that his father was a very ignorant person, and Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam was a very knowledgeable Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similarly, today we can see that the sons and the offsprings of ulama may be juhala, and the sons of juhala may become very good knowledgeable ulama. So that there is another meaning in this, like of this regard. وَتَرْزُقُ مَنْ تَشَاءُ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to whomever He wills, بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ, without measure. It is written narrated from Mufassirin from the Prophet ﷺ, that if after first salah if anyone recites Ayatul Kursi, this ayah that we recited yesterday, Shahid Allahu annahu la ilaha illahu, that ayat, and this ayat, Qul Allahumma malikal mulki tu'til mulk, and tulijul layla fil nahar wa tulijul nahara fil layl. These ayat, if someone recites, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looks at them 70 times with rahmah, with His blessing, and writes maghfirah for them, and there is so many other virtues to this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, salatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursaleen, rabbana zalamna anfusana wa lam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin, rabbi ighfir warham wa anta khairur rahimin, sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqih, sayyidina wa mawlana Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amin bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.